Did you know that it's illegal to whistle underwater in Florida? It sounds absurd, right? This seemingly preposterous law has its roots buried deep within the annals of Florida's legislative history. While the precise origin of this rule remains a mystery, there's widespread speculation that it might have something to do with preventing disturbances to the state's marine life. Despite the existence of this law, it's virtually unenforced, much to the amusement of both locals and tourists alike. It's become a part of Florida's quirky charm, a little-known fact that induces chuckles and shakes of the head. While it doesn't make a lot of practical sense, it's certainly a conversation starter. In the grand scheme of things, this underwater whistling prohibition might not be the most consequential law on the books, but it's definitely one of the most entertaining. So, if you're ever in Florida, remember to keep your whistling on land. Moving across the pond, did you know in the UK it's illegal to eat swan unless you're the queen? That's right. This peculiar law traces its roots back to the 12th century. In those days, swans were considered a delicacy, reserved only for the royal table. To ensure these magnificent birds wouldn't end up in the stew pots of commoners, a law was enacted, granting the monarchy exclusive rights to dine on swan. Fast forward to today, and this law is still on the books, despite the fact that swan meat is far from a sought-after culinary delight. But it's not just about the taste. The law serves as a protection for swans, which are cherished as part of the UK's natural heritage. So, there you have it. A law that once protected royal cuisine now safeguards these majestic birds. So, if you're ever famished in the UK, remember, swan is off the menu unless you're royalty. Ever thought of changing light bulbs in Australia? Think twice. Now, you might think we're pulling your leg, but it's true. In Victoria, Australia, it's actually illegal to change a light bulb unless you're a licensed electrician. Yes, you heard that right. This peculiar law has been in place for quite some time and was originally enacted to prevent electrical accidents in homes. The safety concern was that untrained individuals might unintentionally mishandle electrical equipment, potentially leading to a shock or fire hazard. Though this law might sound a bit over the top, especially considering the simplicity of changing a light bulb, it's rarely enforced. But it's still on the books. And technically, if you're caught changing a bulb without the proper license, you could be fined. So, the next time you're in Victoria and a light goes out, remember, it might be safer, and certainly more legal, to call in the professionals. So, if a light goes out in Victoria, you might want to call in the professionals. If you're in Italy, be careful with how you keep your goldfish. In the heart of Rome, a law exists that may strike you as peculiar, but it's all in the name of animal welfare. This law explicitly forbids the keeping of goldfish in bowls. Yes, you heard that right. No more goldfish in glass bowls. This law, enacted to combat animal cruelty, is rooted in the belief that keeping goldfish in bowls can be detrimental to their health. The curved glass can distort their perception of reality, and the limited space doesn't provide enough oxygen or room for them to swim around. The lawmakers in Rome are advocating for a more humane approach to pet care, urging fish owners to keep their goldfish in a proper tank that provides a healthier environment. So, while it may seem a bit odd, this law is all about promoting the welfare of our little aquatic friends. So, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Keep your goldfish in a proper tank. We've journeyed through some of the most bizarre laws around the world today. We dove deep into Florida's peculiar underwater rule, where it's actually illegal to sing while submerged. We then journeyed to the United Kingdom, where all unmarked swans on open waters belong to the Queen. Yes, you heard it right, they're royal birds. Next, we hopped over to Australia, where it's against the law to hot potato, or rather, to disrupt a wedding or funeral with potatoes. And finally, we ended up in Italy, where a law exists that prohibits the keeping of goldfish in a curved bowl. Poor little fishies. These laws, while seemingly absurd, often have historical roots that make them a part of the cultural fabric of their respective countries. Remember, these laws might seem strange, but they're part of what makes our world so diverse and interesting. Stay curious, and who knows what other weird and wonderful laws you might uncover.